We need someone in the Senate who will push for universal health care. Any candidate who wants to be known as an advocate for working people must be an aggressive advocate for universal health care. In this race for Senate, that candidate is Ned Lamont.
Let me just tell you very briefly why I'm here and why I think this issue is so important. You know, there's some in politics that say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if you're an entrepreneur in business or if you're a progressive, that's just not good enough. We should always be trying to do better. But when it comes to health care, I think right now we have a system that's fundamentally broken. And I think if we don't deal with that now as a country, we're going to find ourselves way behind the curve over the course of the next generation. And I mean to fix it. I mean to fix it in my first term. And let me tell you what I mean by broken. We have a system right now where we have 47 million people uninsured in this country, millions more who are underinsured, and yet we're spending 50% more per capita than virtually any other country on the face of this earth. I say we have a system that's broken when we have the cost of health care. The cost is increasing many times or what our wages are, increasing faster than a GDP, increasing faster than the economy, and that's a situation that's not supportable over the long term. And I think we have a system that's broken when you have high cost of health care is a crushing burden upon our automobile industry and a lot of the rest of manufacturing, driving jobs overseas, and more employers beginning to push that burden onto their employees and workers, and that's why you have health care costs going through the roof, and that's why you have more and more people uninsured in this country. It's gotten worse under George Bush over the last 5 years. He doesn't have a plan to solve it. And frankly, over the last 18 years, Senator Lieberman's done little or nothing to make universal health care a basic right for all Americans. And I think it's important that Democrats stand up and say what they believe, and I think we ought to have some benchmarks. And one of our benchmarks is universal health care will be a basic right for all Americans. Let me just say briefly how I think we should do that. Look, about 2/3 of the people who are uninsured in this country have somebody in the family who's working full-time. But what's going on is with the high cost of health care right now, more and more employers are walking away from their obligation to employees, or they're making the cost of health care so expensive that their employees just can't afford it. That's about 2/3 of the uninsured. So what we've got to do about that is twofold. We've got to make health care more affordable, especially for small business. I'm a guy that started up a small business from scratch, and I can tell you the crushing cost of health care is hurting entrepreneurship and job creation in this country right now. And the way we can help small business is let us buy into some larger pools. I'd say at the national level, we allow small business to buy into an expanded Medicare pool, allow small business to buy into the congressional pool, the same program that's good enough for our congressmen. It's called FDHB. We ought to allow small business to buy into that. That will help bring down the cost of health care and take some of the risk off the table for small business. You know, in my business, you know, you live and breathe with your fellow employees and your fellow workers. It's like a family. And when we have somebody sick in our business, you go through their heartache, you go through their pain, and hopefully you go through their relief. And also as a small business, when you have somebody sick in your employee base, that drives up the cost of health care for a small company. That's why you allow businesses to buy into larger pools. That will reduce the cost and make sure that we can make universal health care available for everybody. I think that's rule number one. I'd say secondly, we ought to tell companies that you have an obligation to provide health care for each and every one of your employees. It's not going to be an option, it's going to be an obligation. And I think that way we're going to be able to make sure that universal health care is available for each and every American. That plus an expansion of Medicaid, that plus an expansion of Husky or the children's programs will make sure within 2 or 3 years we can have universal health care as a basic right for all Americans. I just say, you know, one last thing. I think it's so important that we as a country deal with this issue in a serious way. It's been an awful long time that we've been kicking the can down the road, and we owe it to our kids, we owe it to our families, we owe it to our working families, and for the growth of American business and entrepreneurship in this country, it's something we got to get right. And that's why I'm putting this on the table, and you have my pledge in my first term. I'm going to sign on to a bill. It won't take me 18 years to make this happen. It'll be a priority. With that, thank you.
Thank you.